They loving the crew. They loving the crew. They loving the crew. Oh, they loving the crew. Oh, they loving the crew. They loving the crew. They loving the crew. They loving the crew.
Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time of day you're tuning in, welcome to Crucial Conversations. I'm your girl, Naya, and as always, I'm here with the crew, Dion.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
And Joy.
Hi, everyone.
How are you ladies doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. So we'll just jump right into it. Today, we decided to discuss image pressure. We will discuss the enormous amount of pressure on a woman to fit the ever-changing societal expectations on beauty. Ladies, let's jump right into it.
I don't know. This one's a tough one because I feel like, well, not tough. I feel this is very relatable and for a woman and I think for males as well. And not I don't think males have the same type of pressure that we do in the sense it's a little more basic for them. They have other types of pressure, but they're surrounded by it. So if you've ever had a girlfriend, if you have a sister, a mother, a aunt, if you know any woman in your life, a best friend, then you've pretty much had the opportunity to hear some of our inner thoughts that we walk around with.
Mm-hmm. Just today, Tyrese released a video where he was just talking about how he never felt attractive because he was dark and just growing up dark skinned. And he's like, I heard it all. And it was, because now we look at him like, wow, he's a beautiful man. But he just talked about the struggle of growing up a dark skinned man and how he just never felt attractive until, I guess, later in life.
I know we touched on colorism the last episode too, but that is a real serious issue. That will give you like some real insecurities within yourself.
I've been dark for quite a long time in my life, but when I was fortunate enough to where I didn't get it at home, like people in my family didn't, because I'm out of all my sisters, I'm the darkest. I didn't get that. But when I talk to other dark-skinned people, like it started at home. So they started getting that colorism at a very young age. And so remember even just growing up, the things that people would say to me, guys would say to me, it became normalized where I was used to hearing like, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
Yeah.
Or you're as dark as I'll ever go. Or I normally don't like dark-skinned girls, or you're black. And so it became normal. I didn't internalize it, thank goodness, because I'm like, whatever, but it's real. It definitely is real.
Now, I'm interested in knowing, Kay, are these darker males, or these light, or all spectrums?
Unfortunately, it's mostly dark-skinned men. Men who are my complexion or darker. I didn't really get this from light-skinned men. And which was funny that white men would come approach me. It was like they didn't care whether or not I was light or dark, but it was mostly dark-skinned men is where I got a lot of the comments from.
I think a lot of times when it comes to dating, you usually tend to go to the opposite side of the spectrum. So for light-skinned men, they tend to date dark-skinned people. And for dark-skinned people, they usually go for a lighter shade and sometimes all the way light, but it's interesting how that works. But I just think that it's a thought process that's embedded in an earlier age. And then just to go on with the not feeling secure within your color, now you have some cultures, especially future, that are now doing the, bleaching their skin, which is insane to me.
But and it never looks good.
It doesn't even look good.
It never looks good. Y'all end up gray.
Yeah.
Like you never end up
ashy.
light skin, that golden, high yellow hue that you're aiming for, paper bag brown, whatever bullshit that Shania was talking about. Like you end up gray and just looking crazy. So
it never looks
bleaching
good.
creams, all of that. Just let's move away from that.
So what do you guys feel? Because I know everybody pretty much nowadays has Instagram. And so when you're flipping through, well, you're not technically flipping, but when you're looking through all the images on Instagram, have you noticed that the body type, there is an Instagram body type pretty much. Like everyone is pretty much starting to be shaped the same. Everybody has a tiny waist, a big butt. Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you feel any pressure, to fit? Dion's like, no.
I mean, so let me caveat this by saying, like, I'm very, very happy with my shape, my body. I'm very confident. And I'm all for women enhancing their bodies. And like, you want to feel more confident, you want to do a nip, a tuck, injection here or there. My only ask is just make it look good. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the disconnect is. Like, if there is something that you can do to enhance your look and improve your self-esteem, or you just want to tighten up somewhere, go for it. But I think where the disconnect is, there's like a perception issue. And oftentimes people who get plastic surgery, it becomes an addiction, and they keep going and they keep going, and there's no, end game in sight. And there's an issue with how they view themselves and what the reality is. So we're sitting here like, that looks crazy. Like you don't see that, and they really don't. I think in a lot of cases that they don't. And I think it can be compared to, is it body dysmorphia? Body dysmorphia. Yeah. So people with eating disorders or who are anorexic, and they're, when they look at themselves in the mirror, they see something completely different than what anyone else sees. So it's a lot to unpack here, but I'm for it as long as it looks good. Like,
so you're saying like the ratio has to be right. If you're gonna get this big ass, then your legs need to.
You can't have these little bitty ass legs and this big ass. Like, that does not look right. It just doesn't. Right. It doesn't look good.
That's just, when I see that, it makes me sad.
Like, do you? But just let's make it look good. That's all I'm saying.
When I see women like that, like I'm not going to judge a woman. If, you need a little nip tuck here and there, need a little jump start. Like I wouldn't do it for myself, only because I come from the mindset is like, look, I'm going to work with what I got. But the ones that like completely transform themselves, transform their face and their bodies, I just feel sad, because I know like at one point you looked in the mirror and you didn't like anything you saw. And I'm like, damn, like that has to really feel shitty. And so I just feel sad for them. And so I do think it's more of like a psychological thing that they have going on. Now, what I don't like is that when you got all that done, don't lie. Like, don't admit it. I mean, don't act like that's your ass and like your thighs don't even match and your belly button is right up under your nipples.
Don't come out with this amazing workout plan or these teas or these minerals and nutrients that you're saying
your Instagram fitness model when you just went down to DR and got some surgery. Like, don't do us like that. Like, just say, you know what, I went and got this surgery and now I'm working out and I'm stepping up my workout routine to maintain. Like, that's what we want, that authenticity. Don't do that.
Because I do think that that's something that you have to maintain. But Kay, you are absolutely right. I'm like, there's no way that you think that we're going to believe all of this. But even to go with what you were saying as far as sadness, I think that little Kim definitely suffers from body dysmorphic disorder, because Kim was beautiful.
She was
to me.
Yeah.
She didn't
Everyone was trying to be little Kim, but little Kim was not okay with little Kim. And so even when she started getting a few surgeries, you started to notice the difference, but she was still like, you could still notice that, okay, this is still little Kim. Now, holy shit balls. I don't know.
That's Michael Jackson's sister.
Yeah.
And she pops up in photos and we're like, little Kim, is that you?
And she wanted to be the Black Pamela Anderson. And so that goes to what the standard of beauty that she adopted was Pamela Anderson,
Right.
which was the complete opposite of what she was. You know, Pamela's is white, she's blonde, all that, and that's what Little Kim looked at. So she thinks that's beautiful, and she's a woman.
To your point that you made earlier, like you see women and men, but whoever, like when they make the decision to go through these super drastic changes and they don't know when to stop, then you start to think about their psychological state, right? Because you are so insecure and constantly making all of these changes because you're so unhappy with the way that you look. And it's unfortunate. It's sad.
I also wish that for whoever does, back to someone's point earlier, I think it was UK, the transparency, kind of keeping it honest. And also I wish that more people that do choose to go that route, the good, bad, and ugly side of it as well, just kind of keeping it a little more real for those that are interested in it, at least know what you're getting into, as opposed to just assuming that that outcome is just what you see and there's no journey to it.
I always reference like Fashion Nova as like so many of those women are so butchered and enhanced that like it looks almost comical in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, but you know, these young girls they see that is the images that they're constantly bombarded with, and that's what they start to aspire to.
I just want society to put some pressure on these men, because what I don't understand is women, we always have to fit in this box, right? Rick Ross ain't fitting in no box, but nobody give a damn about him.
It'd be the worst ones that be trying to put us in a box.
He did lose weight, but he lost weight because he wanted to. There was no one on TV when they showed pictures of him with his button-up shirt unbuttoned with tattoos all over saying, you know what? Rick Ross needs to lose weight. But let Lizzo get on Instagram and everybody, oh my God, that's too much. She's showing too much. She's doing too much.
She be doing too much.
She be having her ass out at basketball games. Like, even
if she had like a small figure, she's just doing too much.
And she very well may do too much, but I think that fat shaming is way more towards women than it is to men. Men can be fat, whatever they want to be.
So let's start fat shaming men.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, like, I don't necessarily want to fat shame anyone, but I want us to stop glorifying, like, yes, girl, just be in your truth. No, be healthy. Like, exercise is important for longevity in life and living a healthy lifestyle, and you're putting yourself at risk when you're that overweight. I'm going to go ahead and say it and be the first to say it. Okay? Like, that's...
Some people look better overweight. I don't know. Like,
I think people should be whoever. I think that there are beautiful overweight people. Yeah. And I think that people should be comfortable.
I'm just saying it's not healthy. That's what I'm saying.
But some of the health ways of skinny people aren't healthy, but we just don't put a microscope to that because they're small. So we feel as if we automatically assume if you're thin that you're healthy. But there are people that are much more healthier than these skinny people who are throwing up in toilets.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. My thing is that I just feel like, I don't know, like we shouldn't give a shit. You know, we should only care about ourselves. And so I don't like when people feel like they should tell someone how their body should look. Like I've had people tell me that, like I went through being skinny most of my life. People always felt like they need to comment about my weight. Like even to this day, they always have to have a comment about me being small. And this shit is annoying. And no one ever does that to people who are like, you know, heavier. But I don't know. Like
But do they say you small with a fat ass? Or no?
No, most of the time, it's especially for women. Women
Do
are
they
good for be like, oh,
all
you
the
ain't got no ass. You ain't, oh, you skinny. Like, well, oh, you about to disappear. Even my own family, like I would hear, so you about to disappear. Like, like, leave me alone. Worry about your own body.
you know, it's prevalent in Black culture too, like being thick and being, you know, just super curvy. When you one cheeseburger away from like obesity and a heart attack, and like we need to be very mindful of that also. But it's definitely a culture thing. Like in the Black culture, like being super curvy and thick is the wave.
And I also just think that women are overcritical of each other more
Yes.
than men are. So we have to do a better job
mean.
at,
We're mean. Let's just say that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
it. Sorry, Naya, what were you saying?
No, I was going to say exactly what you said. I just think as women, we're like super critical of each other. I mean, it can be, we can think that we're walking out on our best day, but there is someone somewhere that will have something to say. You can't just be happy and comfortable in your own skin. Like everybody is like self-love, self-love. Self-love is definitely a beautiful love, but it is not the most popular love because I cannot, not me personally, but I feel that people are not allowed to be comfortable in their own skin because as soon as you walk outside your door, there's so much judgment that's out there. And usually it's from women.
I would agree. But
And
I feel
I
like
love
that's what
it
sets
too.
apart, that's what
And
sets
not
people
women.
apart. Like the super confident women who have that je ne sais quoi and just that confidence and super comfortable in their own skin. Like there's always going to be those haters and those naysayers and opposing opinions to whatever you rocking, whatever you got on, whatever, you know, and however you look. But that self value and self confidence is super important.
Well, they're not really tearing down or bothering the person that is on their highest frequency. All they're doing is setting a bad example for those that have a low self-esteem or have or just have or feel conscious about themselves.
That's why I make sure I keep some real ones around me. I have a very
Like
small
us?
selection
Like
of women, but I have like some really good, dope male friends. And speaking of, I think like we know how women feel. We know that we're judgmental, but when we're talking about body images and, you know, what the ideal body shape and, you know, all that is for women, I think it's best fitting for a male to give us their perspective.
Yes.
So I have a
Do we
treat
have
for
a
you,
male? Do we
ladies.
have a male to give his perspective? Who you got?
Yes, ma'am. I am so excited to introduce our very first guest. He is connected with most of your favorite entertainers from New York. He's the CEO of It's Bigger Than Bikes, and you may have even seen his bike apparel line go hard boys on a few celebs. He's a film producer and is starring in the upcoming HBO film Charm City Kings alongside Meek Mills, which will stream on October the 8th. Who better to have as our first guest than my Zodiac twin and my friend, Shea Evans. Hey, Shea.
Hey,
Hey,
Shay.
Shay.
Welcome
Welcome.
to Crucial Conversation.
Y'all, what's up?
I couldn't think of anybody better to call to be on this episode than you because I was like, you know, with your upcoming business venture dealing with what you consider as witchcraft, I was like, he is perfect.
That's right. I invented the brand, and I'm gonna stick to it.
That's your story, and you sticking to it. So, what are your thoughts on women with all the additions and augmentation and how popular it's becoming? Does fake bother you, Shay?
Yeah. I mean, I first I was really going hard on the girls with this because I think it's a phase. So it's like everybody's just doing it. So then I kind of gave a pass to some of the girls who were like, you know what? I had these kids. My stomach is messed up, and you know, I just want to feel like a woman again or feel themselves again. You know, so I'm like, you know what? They get the pass. You know, they want to probably fix their stomach and stuff like that. So that's cool. I understand it. And like I said, this is just my opinion as a man. You know, I'm not knocking anybody who wants to feel confident. Where I go in on the people who are like under 30 and everybody's just on the table, and now you got half shirts on, and now you're promoting yourself every day. I went to school with you, motherfucker. You wasn't built like that. No, but I mean, it's just what it is. So you can't sell me no shit. 90 days ago, you wasn't built like that.
Right.
But now you're promoting yourself sexually, sexual. You're standing on your toes. You're standing on the ball of your foot. You're promoting that. Look at my body. You got to do the angle. And it's like, yo, it's like, I'm just not really into that. It's not my thing. I understand the women who do it to make themselves feel better. They want their clothes to fit nice. The kids kind of mess them up or whatever. And then I know a few girls who have their bodies done who were never promoted. They just feel good about themselves and they wear their clothes nice. That's fine. But it's like the latest craze. The only thing I really co-sign is get your fucking teeth fixed. But I'm dead ass though. I'm saying you could go spend all this massive money on your, you know, them surgeries be 10, them surgeries be 10,000 and all that crazy, but you won't get your teeth fixed.
Right.
So when you see women that get a lot of surgery done, a lot of work done, do you automatically categorize them, or do you think like, or do you label them a certain type of way or think a certain type of way about them?
I don't really feel no way about them. I just don't think it's I just don't understand why you're going so hard. Like you don't what about yourself that you don't feel that confident that you're going that hard? So now you don't want to create all this witchcraft. And now you want to sell me on who you are now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's I don't really care how people feel because it's my opinion. Everybody has a taste or what they want from a woman or what they like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no disrespect, but it's like, what's the difference now? Because now you got your ass done, you got your chest done. So now you look better in your jeans and stuff like that. That's cool. You know, it looks better. But now what's going on internally?
Mm-hmm.
Or mentally? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you're that confident now. So now you're going to get cocky and change your whole swag now because you're getting more attention.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't like that in the high school yearbook. Get the fuck out of here.
So Shea, do you feel that men sometimes may be contributors to women and their, I guess, their pressures or the pressures that they feel that they have to live up to?
It would be, I would have to base that on the criteria of men that they're dating. You know, if a guy's going to sit there and go like, yo, you don't feel good about yourself, you want to get that done, go ahead and do that. But if you're dating the dude who lives in a strip club and he's balling and he thinks he's the rap artist and he's the balling dude and he want that look and he wants you to hop out the car with the cat suit and the camel toe print, then you got to fit his criteria. I feel that people are getting it done for their own self to make themselves feel secure, or is they promoting something they're about to get into? Like you know, if that's your lifestyle and you need the crazy body to get more attention, to be the vixen or to be whatever, now you're getting more money. Because I'm not knocking the hustle now. Some of these girls is getting to that bag. You know, whatever way they get into it, like, yo, listen, I'm getting to it. You know, you can't really knock too many people because these girls are really coming up. But I mean, how are you coming up? Like, all money ain't good money. But, you know, if it's this what they got to do, what they got to do, all right, I understand. That's how you hustling. You know, a lot of backstories to these girls that are doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not judging.
I feel like it's expanded beyond just girls just trying to get a bag, girls just, you know, this is a hustle, something that they have to do. It's carried over to professional women who can't have, you know, who are educated, who have careers, and they feel like they need to get their ass done and need to get a nose job and need to get boobs and all this stuff. So it's expanded beyond the young girls just trying to hustle, just trying to make a living. And I think that it's because of the imagery and trying to compete with other women. I don't think that this is just, oh, I feel better about myself, because people weren't trying to really do that back then. Like, people are comparing themselves to what other people look like. And so, yeah, you have women that have made it and they still doing this stuff. And so,
but they're spending so much money doing all of this stuff and still in a certain bracket part of their lives. Like, you know, like it ain't like you got your all this augmentation and you the CEO of some shit. You know, I mean, I just don't, and I'm not bashing everybody. I'm just speaking from my own perspective and people that I'm around. You know, I'm not knocking if that's what you want. I'm just not into it. I'm not into. Like, I mean, now if your pitch is like, yo, look, I don't really feel good about my breast. This baby done ate my titty, yada yada, destroyed. I get this fixed. Okay, we cool. I'm co-signing you with that because you want to feel good about yourself as just a mom and a woman again. That's fine. But when you go getting your butt all crazy done, it doesn't fit your legs. You look like a dandelion, and then you got yeah, like
we talked about that too earlier.
It's all fucked up. Like now you done fucked it. There's no like, oh, this is overkill. Like, all right, so say this. Say the one husband, boyfriend, fiance co-signs this for you to go get yourself done, and you come back from wherever place that's doing this. Now it's overkill, and he's now turned off. Like, what do you go back and hey, take some out? A girl told me the other day because I just want to get my what she said. I want to get my inner thighs done so I can see through my leg. I'm like, did that do
gap thigh,
like,
thigh gap, yeah.
Stuff, man. I mean, and I don't. If anybody gets offended, there's no disrespect. It's just my taste I'm speaking on. It's my taste. Like I'm just not really into that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you confident in yourself and you got swag, you a bad motherfucker. Period.
Right.
Period.
Say it again. Confidence and swag.
The way it's going is like the fad. It's like, shit, why ain't nobody studying to be a goddamn doctor? And get
like, you are
like,
absolutely right.
Word, that's where it's going. It's like everybody has this one body. You can tell when their stomachs are done because they all their stomach look crazy right there. Like, oh, she got a body done. Like when the guys can even go, oh, she got a body done. That's where it's at. My thing is this, and this is real talk. What is it doing in the bedroom?
That's right.
What, to get my
$1 million question. Like, okay, so you got all that shit done. Did it transform your pussy? You got all that shit done. So now we're dealing with the sex is now just a physical thing now. Now it's an illusion. You're just looking at this look now. You know, so now you're
but did it change your skills?
I mean, are you pulling off new tricks now because you got this done? You know, what's the deal? Like, wouldn't it make no sense if your boobs feel completely soft, but there's no sensitivity? Like you can't even feel your nipples. Like that's corny. You're fucking a mannequin. No, but y'all laughing, but this is real shit.
No,
I may be the limited amount of dudes who's really not into that.
Actually, you sound that's majority of the feedback of males. And it could be a generation thing as well, Shea.
I like when they get their teeth fixed.
Back to the teeth.
I like that. I'll take you getting your teeth done over than that other stuff.
I'm here for that too.
Yeah, I'm real big on big teeth. It's the first thing that you see. Before I see your ass, I see your mouth.
It depends on who's looking.
That's me.
Well, you always got to look at somebody's mouth.
But if you see them from across the room and you see that ass, you see that shape.
But some guys
don't notice their teeth until up front. Until you're closer.
The full girls, the big booties, the titties. Some dudes really like that. That's their thing.
Do men really just want one shape? Because everybody, I mean, I know women are going to the surgeon and be like, I want the SpongeBob. But like, they're all getting the exact same shape. Is that what men want? Y'all just want the same shape all the time?
Coronavirus.
I don't know. I disagree.
I think
I know they like them slim. They like them thick. They like variety.
I agree, but the number of likes and engagement and comments and all of that on social media would suggest otherwise. Like, obviously, there's going to be men. There's going to be men who vary in their tastes, but there's enough people who are getting that validation, which is why they keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's an audience for it. There's a large audience and a large platform for it, which is why women keep doing it.
But that's social media world, not the real world. It could be for some, but then you have some who are lawyers and doctors who don't need that. Like they get their extra stream of income from investment properties and all that, and they're still doing that.
Yeah, very true.
So Shea, I know earlier you had said that swag is big for you, right? Swag, confidence. So will you date someone built like SpongeBob who has swag and confidence through the wazoo? Yay or nay?
No.
I was gonna say he didn't answer quick enough. Like he didn't answer quick enough.
It's Shea.
He already know that.
He didn't even take time to think about it either.
So that wipes away everything you just did.
Voluptuous and all this. No, if they confident swag with all that SpongeBob shit, I'm not into that.
So you just anti-SpongeBob.
Who wants that particular person who didn't feel confident about their chest, or didn't feel confident about their stomach? Now you half shirt, bikinis all day long.
You in the half shirt.
Yeah, you're going to half shirt. You got the chest out. You going crazy now. You wasn't doing that 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I just
so you're basically saying like stay the same way. You don't change who you are just because you change your body.
Your clothes is fitting better. You look much better. You know, if somebody see you, they'll just notice you. You can probably get away with the fact like, no, I've been in the gym. I've been rocking. You can probably just lie about a few different things. But once you going, I am getting completely naked now on you bitches. Remember, in January, you didn't look like that. Financial standpoint, like, all right, y'all dropping 8 and 9 and 7 and 8. Like, where your car? Like, where's your business? Like, where's your business? Like, you're not investing in your business, or you're spending 8,000-9,000 and ain't investing in nothing crazy, or doing something dope, or your car's fucked up, or your home is fucked up. How's your kid's bedroom? Like, all kind of, I'm just questioning little shit when you have that type of money to throw away just to feel confident, when I'd have rather you flipped 5 to 6 houses or own a business and got it like that. Like, it ain't nothing. You're like, well, damn, she got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's really crazy to see, like we grew up in that era where these girls got $10,000 bags and still in the projects.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's no different than the dudes who was trapping. I mean, let's do both sides. You got dudes who hopping out all these cars, projects. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this crazy shit going on. You got everything. And don't get it fucked up. You need to get to these dudes with this fake ass jewelry on. That's at abundance like a motherfucker right now. These niggas is wearing chandeliers. Dead serious. These niggas is wearing fucking chandeliers. There's all these lab-made diamonds. Everybody's shit is rainbowish. Remember when Jay-Z was talking about my jewelry is laser lights? He don't even wear shit no more because it's so fake. So, it goes for men. We on a subject pertaining to women and bodies, but it's just, I'm just giving both sides of the fence as well.
No, I'm glad that you did.
Girls is over here eating these pills up too. They eating the pills up, and they
drinking the tea. They drinking the NutriBurst.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Can somebody explain to me what the fuck is the NutriBurst? What is it? And everybody wants to go get on the table and fuck around and stuff like that, and I just don't understand it, man. So I'm just
risking their life. Like, it is some girls that are going to people's basements, getting these surgeries done to fit this image, and have lost their life literally for this. And I'm like, it's not even worth it.
People just want the easy road out, the easy way out. And I think that's when they just caught up in getting surgery and stuff.
The background, Shania, just, a lot of these girls come from really fucked up environments, and that's they really know. Like, that's all they really know is attention. They probably didn't get it, and this and that. No father, no parenting. Sometimes the backdrop be so fucked up, you can't even get around it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these girls that are just these voluptuous and they video queens, they been through some shit, touched and all kind of shit. That's all they really, really know is that stuff.
That's a good point.
The stories be fit in that. So, if somebody thinks I'm just bashing everybody, it's just like, I'm just talking about things that I don't like. But if your backstory's fucked up, I fuck with you. I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's why communication is key.
All right. Well, thank you, Shay, so much for providing your input. It's been so
Yes.
Aw,
valuable.
Shay, I missed you.
Miss you girls too, man. Y'all got
Oh, it's been so long since we seen
I
you.
know.
that whole
And
family,
it's
man.
all your fault.
Now,
It
y'all,
it is your fault.
yo, listen, dope platform, right? Y'all have a dope platform because I built my platform ground up. Ground
Mhm.
up, my platform, bike culture. That's why I be telling people like whatever. I just watch these motherfuckers spend $30 million, and Barry Jenkins wrote a script on a film about my culture.
Yeah.
So, you know, all four of you ladies are well polished, well versed, but just bring a different dynamic to your show and make it dope. Don't just, because everybody is not gonna be able to get on y'all show and be as savvy as y'all. Y'all gonna have to bring different elements to it to make it pop because all four of y'all are dope women. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
So
Thank
definitely
you.
put other elements on the show to make it dope, man, because it's winning right now. And you
And
gotta keep it real. You can't have these fucking podcasts and all this fake ass shit. You gotta be real.
moving on from the bodies, let's get some food for thought.
It's clear. We're in the middle of a shit show, and the political circus is in full effect, and the clowns are doing what clowns do. What we have to pay attention to are the clowns working behind the scenes, setting the stage for future shit shows. Since at least July, Republicans have been working diligently behind the scenes to compromise the accuracy of the 2020 census. And the main reason is to have an advantage in electoral college votes for future presidential elections and to shape who represents the states and local districts because it's becoming more difficult for them to win the popular vote. They're like junkies. You got any more of those electoral college votes? So, this is what they did. Back in April, due to COVID, the census timeline was extended from July to the end of October to allow for more time to make sure the census count is accurate and to just make sure they're not putting people's lives at risk. And in July, although it's going to be challenged in court, the president signed a memo ordering undocumented immigrants be removed from the census count. But this can only take effect if the process is finished while he's still president. So in August, they decided to expedite this process, moving up the census deadline to September 30th to ensure they complete the count and remove those pesky undocumented immigrants in December. Now, with the September 30th deadline, since field efforts have already winded down, which will be sure to leave many uncounted, mostly in minority and immigrant communities. So, why should we care about the census? It doesn't matter if you're a citizen or an undocumented immigrant, it affects us all. It's as simple as this. Missing data means missing dollars in representation for your district. The census determines how much money your district or state gets for things like Medicaid, infrastructure, like our roads and bridges, and funding for our schools and community centers. It also determines the number of congressional seats each state gets and how the redistricting lines will be drawn next year. Undercounting will definitely help in their little gerrymandering efforts. When they start drawing these ridiculous nonsense district lines so minorities have less representation. Yeah, that one. So if your district is undercounted, it will impact the representation and voice you receive in Congress. A not so fun fact. In the last census, 9% of Black people were not counted due to lack of participation, which I think is because we aren't really taught why the census is important. I don't think that's by mistake, by the way, as well as higher incarceration rates. And they have a term for that. It's called prison gerrymandering. So last week, a judge ordered the Trump administration to temporarily stop winding down or altering any census field operations, but in many cases, it's just too late. Civil rights organizations are currently challenging the current deadline, but it's the middle of September, so we just don't have time to wait. So here's what we can do. Complete the census. No, but seriously, complete the census by September 30th online. We provided a link in this episode description, and it's actually really simple to fill out. If you have one of those technology averse family members, the ones that still have the landline or they use a ink pen to write on a computer screen, get your phone, go to their house, and help them complete the census because it's unlikely field operations staff will knock on their door to count them. And third, vote in large numbers to negate the unfair advantage they try to give themselves. And I'm not just talking about in 2020. I mean vote in 2022, 2024, 2026. You get my point. So let's keep it up. believe it or not, we're actually making progress and making sure we are no longer invisible and we're being heard and gaining say in our government and how our tax dollars are being allocated. So let's just keep going. All right. So, ladies, have y'all done your census?
I have.
Really? So you gonna put us on the spot?
Yes, I am.
We know. If anyone's gonna put
September
us on the
30th.
spot and make sure that we are stepping up to our responsibilities, it is Kay. Yes, I have. And it's so easy. You can do it online. Like it is so important. And I think what people don't realize is we complain and complain and, you know, cops and judges and local this and whatever, and there's not enough money in the school districts. It's all tied to the census.
Exactly.
And I know that there are some concerns, especially for immigrants and like being counted, but it's so important, you all. Like this is how they decide who is in the population, how much funding is being allocated to certain neighborhoods. So please, please, please complete your census. Kay, what is the deadline? Do you remember?
September 30th. They only got 2 weeks. Y'all only got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So please do it.
So that wraps episode 3. We had such a super dope conversation. We had our first guest on the podcast and in this episode who offered a different perspective and some different energy aside from us just chatting about our thoughts and perspectives. You know, we thought it was important to bring some testosterone into the conversation. So we're so happy that you joined us. We'll be back next week, and check us out on IG, Crewcial Conversations, YouTube, Google, Spotify, iTunes. We're everywhere. Thanks for coming on this journey with us, you all. And we'll see you next week. Bye, ladies.